Welcome back, everybody. I'm coming in about 30 minutes early, but I figure people will kind of catch up once they see that I'm going to be a little bit early. So, trying out some new things with the background. Um, really want your guys' input because I'm not sure if this is going to be. Not sure I like this. Okay, it looks a little too candy cane-ish, like the game. Yeah, I think is it called Candy Cane? Candy Lane? Candy something. Anyway, it looks a little too teenagerish, I guess you'd say, for me. So I'm still trying to get the new studio set up. We've been moving all day, and I almost overslept. So I laid down and take a little nap, and this moving is tiring, very tiring. So but I woke up in time I took a quick shower. I don't have a hairdryer up here. I don't have any makeup up here. So you guys are getting the raw deal, right? Um, I do have my little sidekick with me tonight. So it's probably going to be kind of a shorter live stream than normal. But it is what it is. So I am trying to get the cameras set back up. Right now, I only have one camera set up. I did try to do the overhead, and I got this wonderful bar that it's a tension bar, kind of like a shower curtain bar, but it goes across the whole length of the room. And I got this. It's called a super clamp. It's actually called a multi-function super clamp mount, and it clamps onto the bar and for my overhead camera shot. But two things. The bar has to sit above the trim on the closet. Okay. Now, I'm not that tall. So I have to get a ladder to turn the camera on and off, which I have a new thing from Small Rig coming, and I'll let you know how that works out. Um, the but I can't get the camera to come on, and I don't know what's going on with that. So I probably should have tested the camera out down here on the floor before I uh, mounted it up there, but too late. It's already mounted. Um, and it does look quite nice if I say so myself. Cord management, cable management, all that good stuff that I'm kind of OCD about. But if it doesn't work, it's going to have to come back down until I can figure out what's wrong with it. Because I've got everything plugged in. Ecamm is reading that it has got a second camera in there, but it's black. So there's that. Um, so that's kind of what my week has been. I seem to be able to move about one load a week. Um, and so it's going to be an ongoing process. I think I have one more big load, and then it'll just be clothes and kitchen stuff and just little piddly stuff. I am having a huge sale because I'm moving from over a 2,000 square foot house to about 1,100, so almost half. But everything seems to be fitting well so far. I just can't bring everything, so we're gonna have probably a big yard sale, and just kind of get rid of everything else. So, uh, and there's Randy, first one in, using the Elgato Cam Link. I am using a knockoff. Um, it's it's the 1080. Uh, it's one of these. I can get a close up of that. It's not. Oh, sorry. There we go. Yeah. So, I've got, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 of these things, and they work really well. But for whatever reason, the camera itself won't turn on. and it does have power. Yes, I did check that like 40 times. Um, so I'm kind of at a loss. It's kind of funny because when you move stuff, I thought I had everything like for this camera in this bag with everything that went with it. I thought I was organized. Turns out not so much. I did find the clicker for the sign, but you can't even tell it's on. So yeah, there's that. Um, so with this room being so much smaller than my old room, I had two softbox lights set up in the old room. Well, here now I only have one, and you can see how bright it is. I don't think, no, the overhead light is not on. The only thing lighting this room is a softbox, and this room is so little that the softbox is lighting the entire room. So this was used to be my grandson's room, and it's pretty small. I had thought about switching rooms, but um, for now, we're going to leave it the way it is. But I do want to do something with this because I'm not happy with the background yet. Yet, we'll see. But yeah, these things cost like $20. They do 1080p, and I've tried a couple of them, thinking maybe because I have had these 2 or 3 years. So I was thinking maybe, but it's not that. The camera's not turning on at all. So there's something in the power. And it may be the dummy battery, it may be, who knows. But it would be a lot easier to diagnose here in front of me instead of, you know, 7 feet in the air. Now, Randy says I've had two Elgato's that went bad on me. Take the battery out and then put it back in. Yes, I've done that many times. I know that you need the ladder. Sorry about that. It could also be the cable. Yes, it it apparently has something to do with the power. So I need to bring the camera down and just try like a regular battery because the dummy battery may have gotten hurt in the move. That thing just sat up there. It never moved at the old place. And so who knows? Uh, there's no telling. Now I think that I have everything set up on that camera the way it was. I think, but best laid plans. Um, it completely may be operator error, or it could be that the dummy battery has gone defective, or the connection. I mean, I have unplugged and plugged back in several times, and because Ecamm is recognizing that there is a capture card plugged in, I I'm leaning more towards it has something to do with the camera itself. So, and I don't see how there could be anything wrong with the camera. So it's got to be either the dummy battery. Okay, just set it off to the side. So it was kind of one of those things that I knew about. I had a date the last weekend in July. It's cartoon time. And my daughter informed me Thursday that this is the last weekend in July. So I knew I was keeping him the last weekend in July. Yes. I need to tell you something. Look, guess who that is? Okay. Remember what we talked about, bub? When I'm live? Okay. So, I forgot the headphones. That's shame on me. Um, we brought up two TVs and I forgot the remotes. So there, I actually purposely took the remotes, put them in a sack, and forgot the sack. So yeah, it's. And there's Mookie. How you doing, Mookie? Hello, friends, neighbors, and Sly fans around the world. How are you doing? Uh, so apparently Friday night works better for you than Thursdays. That's fantastic. Um, so I apologize for the wet hair and like I'm kind of in transition, and the hairdryer is at the old house. So it is what it is. I'm not going to be too worried about it. But so it's kind of exciting setting up a new studio. Um, but I do want your guys' opinion on these lights because, yeah, I'm just not 100% sure that's the way I want to go. But again, I want your all's opinion. This room is very, very hard to light because it is so small. Yes.
Let me say you happen.
Okay.
Shrek just killed Pepper Pig's family.
Okay. You want to say hi to everybody?
No.
No.
Why would Shrek do something like that? He's literally nice.
Well, I don't know. So we are going to have some interruptions tonight. All the things that I normally entertain him with, I don't have. So normally I can put earphones on him and he zones out and tunes me out, and I I forgot the headphones. His tablet is dead. I have no idea where the charging cable is. And it is what it is, right? So the remotes to the TV are down 45 minutes away, and yeah. So we just back up and punt, right? And Roy made it. G'day, Sly. G'day, Roy. I don't even think I did like my intro or anything. I think I just hit go live and did just there I was, right? So, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Roy. The slide disco, yeah. Um, all we need is a pole, right? And one of those sparkly light balls that turn around. But so yes, this room, because it's so small and white, it's very hard to get the lighting even, because if I put both soft boxes up, it's way too bright. With one, yeah, kind of is what it is, right? Mookie says the flashing lights remind me of a set from a 1970s variety TV show. Yes, Mac Davis or maybe Sonny and Cher. Yes, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I mean, I like them, and they do give, like with all the lights off, it is kind of a cool look. So we have the peanut gallery. Randy says disco ball. Yes, a disco ball. Yes, dear.
Let me tell you something. Did you forget? There's another pig outside and Pepper Pig.
Yes. So we're gonna get a lot of that probably. So this may be a very short live stream, depending on his attention span and how many times he has to come over and pat me on the head. So that means he really wants my attention when he starts patting me on the head. So I don't have the space that I had behind me before. The other room was 15 by 15. This one is 9 by 10. So it's much, much smaller. Yeah. I wasn't really going for the disco theme. I was going, I really would like something kind of more grown up and a little bit on the warm side. I don't really feel like this accomplishes that. So, um, yeah, so any suggestions would be hugely appreciated, because I'm kind of at a loss. I am not good at decorating. Uh, the last set just kind of fell into place because I had a fireplace behind me, which served as a shelf for my cameras. And that was out of necessity because my heater went out. So the fireplace was the heat, right? It was one of those electric fireplaces. Well, that is now in the front room because there's not room here. So I do have this elaborate setup coming where I can utilize the tension rod, but bring the camera down, the overhead camera down to where I can reach it without having to get a ladder, right? So it's a small rig setup, and it'll bring it down, I don't know, about a foot and a half, which is perfect. If I can get it in the 6 foot range, I can reach 6 feet. So that'll be perfect. Randy says, "Do you like being closer though?" I absolutely love being closer to everybody. I got to see Little Man earlier in the week, which I would not have gotten to do because I'm literally 10 minutes away, and I'm like 10 minutes away from my son. So, yes, I absolutely love being, all my family and friends are up here, and I moved down there for my job, which I still have. Uh, but at the beginning, the thought process was I will stay down there on the days I work, and I'll stay up here on the days I'm off. Well, this is so much nicer. It has heating and cooling. It doesn't have any of the problems that the old house had. So I've ended up being staying up here like full time. So we're just going to sell the house and be done with it and put the money in the bank until something else comes along. But and I could make this little teeny tiny room a bedroom, and the bedroom here, the master bedroom, is ginormous. It's actually bigger than the old studio, my old bedroom. It's huge. So I could switch them, and I may at some point, but initially it was like that's supposed to be the bedroom and this is supposed to be the office, and so that's how I set it up. And I'm a little OCD with my cable management, and the router was in the front room, and so I ran a cable, mounted it to the wall, all very nice and neat, drilled a hole through the wall, ran it into here, and so now the router is in here, which is more centrally located in the house. So I'm happy with that, but I would either have to put an extension to get it onto the next room or a new cable. So yeah, I just kind of left it the way it was. But yeah, the disco theme is not really my thing.
Forget?
Randy says you will be better off and happier. Already am, Randy. I already am. I absolutely love being up here. Yes, dear.
Let me tell you something.
Well, why don't you come here and tell everybody? Why don't you come here and say hi?
No,
He's just bound and determined, isn't he?
I don't. I want to talk about me.
Don't talk about me? That's funny. Don't That won't do nothing because you're not aimed at it. So I brought up clickers, and I almost couldn't find them. But this is how many clickers I had. Yeah, plus the one in his hand. Lots of clickers. But I found the right one. I got the sign on. You just can't tell.
Hey, Brandy, did you forget?
Nope, I did not forget.
Look, there is a pig.
Okay. Um, you'll make things better in time. Be patient. You're doing great. Many people just have a webcam or cell phone. Well, yeah, but it's hard to go from I was happy with what I had to having to recreate that. And there's obviously not enough. I mean, you can see the size of the sign. I might be able to get one backpack up here, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to get a whole bunch of them. If I move to the other room, I can do the whole wall, and I can get fur enough away. I can get far enough away that it actually would look like something. So it's always a possibility. And Miss Evelyn made it in. How are you? Great grandson. and two friends came here late, and now we're catching up with you. Glad you like it where you are. I really do. I ended up needing another end table, and so I found one on Facebook, and the lady wanted to meet me in an hour. And I'm like, oh, I have to pick up groceries at Walmart. I have to go to the bank. An hour. That's like going to be tight. And it wasn't at all because she was here in town and I got everything done and still made it there with 10 minutes to spare. So it's the when you take that 45-minute commute out of the situation, everything is so much easier, right? And I'm all about that big easy button. I like that. Mookie says, I have caught the fever that Sly has. I purchased another camera bag. Something from Think Tank. Think Tank makes excellent, excellent bags. I can't even think of one of their bags that is not really well made. So yes, that they have been on my radar for some time, um, and I've kind of gotten I guess because I have so many camera bags, I've kind of gotten into more of using just a regular backpack with camera gear in it. Um, and that has worked really, really well for me. I don't think it would like if you had, like Randy has like a Nikon camera and has all the separate lenses and everything. I don't think that would work so well. But so I did a thing. I bought a mattress in a box, which I have never done before. And so I had the tripod set up with the little action camera and I recorded because it was supposed to, when you unroll it and then you cut open the plastic, it's supposed to like whoosh, grow like, one of those washcloth things that's this big to start with, and then you get it wet and it expands into a full-size washcloth. So it's supposed to be a really cool thing. Well, when I was pulling off the outer plastic, apparently it ripped a hole in the inner plastic, and so the thing started airing up before I got the thing open. So it was kind of a bust. But it's been really super comfortable. Last night was the first night that we slept on it, and I'm not gonna say it's they all advertise that if this person moves, this person doesn't feel it. You can put a wine glass over here on the bed and jump up and down, and the wine glass doesn't move. Not true. Um, and he only weighs like 40 pounds, so but I could feel him moving. Now it wasn't enough to wake me up. When I was awake, I could feel him moving. So, but so far, it's very comfortable. And who knew? A bed in a box, right? Um, it was just kind of a weird thing. Roy says needs more lights. Okay. As in, do you want more disco lights? Or, because I mean, I can certainly put another string up here and just, stagger him so it's like a solid wall. But I was kind of wanting to go for something a little more um, grown up, I guess. This was just kind of a quickie. Let's see how this looks, and now that I'm seeing it, I'm just not completely sold on it. I think it looks like it should be in a teenage girl's bedroom, but that's just me. Get the poll, right? He's just gonna pop in from time to time. Randy says think tank, Timu low pro bags, and get your wine bottle shells for showing off your camera lenses for the background. Ooh, now that's kind of a good idea. Randy, you may be jesting, but you just got me onto something there. That actually might be a really good idea. The For the lenses? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to write that one down because I kind of like that. Wine bottle shelf. I'll remember what that is. Uh, so kind of a, you guys can't see it, but the closet in this bedroom is just one of those that has the bifold doors that open. And I got these hooks. If I have one open, I think I showed them to you a couple weeks ago. But I got these hooks, and they are fantastic. So it really helped me organize all the bags. But they hang over the closet. Turn 'em like that. They hang over the closet rod, and then the backpack, because like here's the closet rod. So the backpack hangs, but it hangs this way instead of this way. And so you can put them up like shirts. So I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 on one rod, and then I'm going to put a rod on underneath them because they're not very tall. And so I should be able to get 24, 25 in there. Um, and if I have any more than that, I need to start selling something. That's just kind of ridiculous. Uh, Mookie says, Mirrorless Mover Backpack is the name of the model of think tank bag I purchased. Well made. Mirrorless Mover Backpack. Okay, I will have to look that one up. So far, everything, I looked at their, it was a backloader, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was really well made. It was like 250 bucks. So their stuff is kind of on the pricey side, but um, for a camera bag, if it's going to protect your $3,000 camera, it's really not on the pricey side. So, Roy says swap the softbox for a reflector aimed at a wall. So right now, and even though it doesn't seem like it, I don't have the softbox aimed at me. I have it aimed up and at the wall in front of me, kind of trying to bounce the light off the wall to me. Um, but what it's doing, it's so bright it just lights up kind of the whole area. But yes, I will be trying some different things. I'll eventually get it right. May take me a while. Randy says movers are great. Get the small one for got the small one for the Q3. Everything fits inside of it, and 6 pounds only. Yeah, that's a big thing, is getting the weight of the bag down. And I think that's one of the reasons I've started using just regular backpacks, because I can put my cameras in separate cases. And then, like when I went to Las Vegas, I took, I think, 3 or 4 cameras and 3 lenses. So I took 3 cameras and 3 lenses. I took an action camera, a point and shoot, and then the M6 with 3 lenses. Um, so it worked out fantastic, because and I tried all the camera bag inserts. I tried so many different ways, but it worked out better not having a dedicated space, and everything was in its own case. And so it just fit, like I could fit this over here and fit this over here and put stuff around it, and it just worked out perfect, beautifully. Ryan Korea, how are you doing? You're new? Hey, love your videos. I've been binge watching your bag reviews. Have you seen the Vanguard VOGO 34 in bag? I believe that is like a messenger style bag, if I'm not mistaken. That's my current one because it's very small, but has a hidden tripod inside. Yes, I think I did a review on either that one or one very similar to that size. Um, and I didn't know at the time that it had a hidden uh, tripod thing, and it's also removable. So one of the viewers said, "Hey, you know that shelf thing is removable, and it makes the bag a little deeper." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I did not know that." Because I think the 34M is the messenger style bag. The 42 is I think the smallest backpack in the VOGO, and then I've got the 42 and the 46. The 34, I'm not very big, and so if I put anything on one side, it kind of tends to, especially if you're carrying it for long periods of time, it tends to, I keep having to shift it from side to side. So I do personally much better with a backpack. It just kind of distributes the weight more evenly. Now, having said that, I have to be careful because if I get too wide of a backpack, like that sticks out behind me too far, it gives me the turtle effect, and I keep feeling like I'm going to turn over backwards. So um, I generally, as a rule, try to keep it no bigger than 6 inches deep. And that seems to work out pretty good. I can load those up reasonably heavy and be just fine. But yeah, Vanguard makes amazing camera bags. Um, my probably Low Pro makes really good bags. Think Tank, obviously, excellent bags. But thanks for coming in, Ryan. It's nice. It's nice to have you. We're just kind of a family here. It's very informal. Uh, some nights I have my grandson. Not as often, but some things were different this weekend, and I knew about it. I just didn't realize this was the last weekend in July. I knew it was coming, but I thought it was next weekend. So here's what it is. Roy says, "I'm happy to sleep on the floor as long as I have a big studio." that, yeah, that was kind of the. So you may see things changed around. We're gonna try this, see if this will work. If not, there's always another room, right? Roy says Peter Gregg sets the standard that makes us all look like amateurs, doesn't he? Yeah, I know. I and I would not even begin to compete, right? Because it just, but it is interesting how everybody, and I love this, how everybody has a different look. Everybody has kind of a different vibe going on, and I really like that. Roy, you've got tons and tons and tons of camera stuff behind you, which looks really cool, right? So I kind of like Marine X. I love his backgrounds. Um, Mr. Camera Junkie. I love his backgrounds. So there's just I love how different everybody is, and I don't want to try to copy anybody. I just want something that is uniquely Sly, right? Where was I? Mookie says, "Nice to see you." He's welcoming you, Ryan. Yeah, we're just like one big family, and we're just very informal and kind of impromptu a lot of times. Sometimes you may learn something, sometimes you may not. I think I did a travel backpack last week or 2 weeks ago. I missed last week. So this moving, you guys do realize I'm an old woman, and and moving couches and recliners and big heavy furniture. I'm good for about one trip a week, and I moved a big club. It's called a club chair that reclines. Anyway, it's big and it's heavy. And I moved it by myself and I threw my back out. So that's where I was last week. Um, and there's Mr. Camera Junkie himself. Hey, everyone. See, my little man's not on the floor. He's like right here behind me, Lewis. So Uh, like I said, I don't know if we'll be able to go the full hour. We'll see how he goes. Yes, dear. Yes.
That is Monty, and he was a little crocodile.
Okay.
Then he became
So
fully grown to be.
I forgot the headphones. Normally, with the headphones on, he stays immersed longer. Uh, but when he hears me talking, he thinks that he can talk too. So yeah, it's fine. Mookie's saying hello to Lewis. Randy says, unfortunately, he is changing rooms and has more stuff, but I believe he will have more room in the long run. Yes, if he goes back to the old Christmas room, it is bigger. So, and all he has to do is move from one room to the next. So, but I think he's gonna find that when you've been in a place for a certain amount of time, even moving just from one room to the next room, you lose a bunch of stuff. Like cables. I swear up, down, and sideways that I packed all my cables in one box and I can't find the charging cable for his little it's not an iPad, his tablet. Um there's several things that I can't find the cables for. So, yeah, I'm sure I'll run across them and go, "Oh yeah." Lewis is saying hi to Randy and Mookie. Ryan says, I didn't know you reviewed it. Thanks for letting me know. I'll check out the video. I've settled now on the Vanguard 34 for a messenger bag and 2 low pro bags for longer trips. Yeah, I have a low pro flip side, I think is what it's called. It's more of a hiking backpack, which I love. Um, you have to be careful with hiking backpacks because I have a Vanguard 46 and you can get too much in there. And when I say too much, you can get so much weight in there, and hiking denotes that you're going to be walking for a little while and you're carrying all that weight. And every hour, it seems like it adds 10 pounds. So, if you're out for 5 hours, that bag feels 50 pounds heavier than when you started. So, my low pro is smaller and I can't get as much in there, which is good. And I have never gotten tired wearing it. And we've gone on some pretty long hikes, so um, it just seems like I have regular everyday backpacks, travel backpacks, hiking backpacks. I kind of have several different categories, and I kind of have my favorite in each category. And Carlos made it in. Hi, Sly. Just purchased the Vanguard VO Select 49 GR backpack for my gear. Loving it so far. Yes, that is a fantastic bag. Um, the 49 is in the green, I'm assuming, um, is the one that I kind of thought Peter might enjoy when he was traveling back and forth to his brother's. Because you can carry it like a briefcase, you can wear it as a backpack, and so I was kind of looking at that for Peter. And then he decided he just wanted like a little something that was very small and indiscreet. So, or very small and discreet. There we go. Mookie says it was nice to see Peter streaming live tonight, even if it was just for an hour or so. I think he only made it 45 minutes. Because after I got everything set up, I went to go in there and it was already over. So, um, but I kind of overslept. So, yeah, there's that. Randy says hi to Lewis, Mookie, Miss Evelyn, Roy, and Ryan. Yeah. Um, yes, dear.
Hey, Jason.
Uh-huh.
What happened to Mario?
I, I, I don't know. He looks weird. Roy is saying good day to Randy. Hey, Jim made it in. Hey, Jim. Hi, Sly. Happy Friday. How are you doing, bud? Uh, it seems like Friday works so much better for everybody, including myself. Most of the time. I normally have him on Thursday nights now. Um, this week was just kind of it's been a strange week. Let's just so I some of you know, um, I contracted pink eye conjunctivitis, right? I think is what it's called.
I think it's dark in the hallway,
It's okay.
so I'm scared of the dark. So I want you to turn on the light in the hallway.
Do you need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just right across. Open this door and it'll be just as bright as it can be. Open that door. Okay, we're going to take a brief intermission while I turn on a light for little man.
Solomon. It's a new purple.
See there? You can see all the way across right there. There you go.
And turn the light that's in the hallway.
You gotta love them. You gotta love them, right? It's all good. Roy says more lights, just being pedantic. Well, I think different. Okay, I don't know about more lights, just different. Um, that Govee that Lewis was talking about, they have an uplight or a downlight, whichever way you want to do it. Um, and I think that would be more my vibe than the string lights, but we'll see. Mookie says, let's all travel to Sly's house to help her move. Uh, we can be paid in backpacks and packing cubes. That's true. Um, apparently, I am being needed in the bathroom. So I'm going to let you enjoy these lights for just a minute and go find out what's going on in the bathroom. Okay, grandma's job is never done, right? All right, sorry about that, guys. Uh, Randy says Peter is moving to the other side of the house, taking over the front entrance and dining room. Okay, okay, so he's really gonna get to experience what it's like packing boxes up, and then they all look the same. I brought home a bunch of boxes from work, and they all look the same. And so I know I have this in this box, but then once you get it moved in, where did that box go? So yeah, it's I I I don't want to move again. Thank you. Randy says this is why he's not doing any live streams till after Labor Day. Okay. Well, that I thought the Christmas room was being redecorated, but I thought he would be back in there, so I'm kind of out of the loop. Ryan says I settled on the Low Pro M Trekker 150 because it's thinner than most camera bags. I'm often on crowded trains and buses in Korea, and it can be hard to get around with a normal size camera bag. Yes, 100%. Um, the and not only that, but the more the wider you get, the more it wants to pull you backwards, you know? So it changes, kind of changes your center of gravity. So as far as like I have the PGY Tech One Mo Go, I think, and it's a really deep bag. You can get so much stuff in there. Way too much stuff. But because I think now there are still some big cameras out there, but mine are very small. So I'm loving the M system, and but they're very small cameras. So this camera that I'm on right now is not much bigger than a credit card. Uh, it's an M200, and it just with the screen folded down and everything, and you can change the lenses on it, but with the lens off, it's that big. I mean, it's just very tiny. So, I don't need a really deep bag. If I had like the big telephoto lenses like some of the guys use for wildlife and stuff, then maybe I would need a bigger bag, but I don't. So, I like my small little compact bags. The Hex, I don't know if anybody has looked at the Hex brand, but they just had a ridiculous sale, and so I've got a bunch of Hex stuff coming in. I have a Hex bag, and I call it my destination bag. For one, it's kind of a square shape, and it's probably one of the bigger bags I have. And you can get everything in the kitchen sink in that bag. And then when you go to pick it up, you're like, why did I do this? But yeah, it's a great bag. You can just get way too much stuff in it. Mookie says Peter was live earlier tonight to Randy. He said he missed us. Oh, yeah. Well, this is like, I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday nights. So, some of you have live streams at other times, like Mr. Camera Junkie is on every Saturday night. And I'm hoping that since the reason I missed him a lot, I would catch him while I was driving home. Well, I don't have to drive that 45 minutes to an hour anymore. So I'm hoping I can actually catch him live, because you would not believe his videos are very informative, right? Like he has a topic and he sticks to it, and he's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. And so you can't even imagine how many times I've had his video on and had to pause and try to do what he said, and then start it up again and pause and try to do what he said. And he makes it all look really, really easy, and it's not. It's not. So, as you can tell, there's no border, there's no cute moving, yeah. This is what I get from when everything I moved. It has been so hectic. I do want to start making videos again, and I do want to get my background thing going again. Um, but it'll happen eventually, right? Lewis says, yeah, he had a short show tonight, Peter. Yes. Yeah. I figured it was. Randy says to Mookie, he is always changing his mind. Mookie says, Peter works in mysterious ways to Randy. And Carlos says, yes, the green. I kind of got that from the GR. Randy says, Mookie Mac, thanks for the info about the Allen key. Okay. And Miss Evelyn says, I see you're okay. Yes. So, this week I contracted pink eye, in this eye, and I didn't realize that's what it was. And so I actually worked for 2 days. I actually worked one day, went to the doctor the next day before work, but because it was so late, all the pharmacies were closed. So I worked with it the second day. So I'm sure I infected everybody, and got the medicine the next morning. And you're supposed to stay on it for 5 days. The problem is, and yes, it works great. Um, and then after I got it in this eye, of course, it jumped over to this eye because, they're so close together. The problem is when you use the medicine, it's like a tube of Neosporin. It's not, but that's what the consistency looks like. And so you put this gel stuff in your eye and it creates a film so you can't see to drive. Can't see to do anything, really. I mean, you can still see, but there's like a film on your eye. And so, and I was supposed to use it for 5 days. Well, tomorrow is day 5. And so I've just used it when I go to sleep and like first thing in the morning, and then I'll leave it in there for 2 or 3 hours, and then I take my shower, and then I can go about my day. So, um, because it puts like this filmy stuff where you can't see to drive for sure. So, Randy says toilet paper problem. Yes, yes. And apparently I'm the only one he does that with. So there's that. Uh, Lewis is never a problem. Yeah, it's kind of like dad duty, Lewis. He comes first. Sorry, guys, but he's usually not here on Fridays, and it's a lot quieter. But and it's my fault for forgetting the headphones. Um, that just At least he has a computer he can watch for an hour.
Ready?
And there's Peter. Hi, everybody. Is Sly here tonight or just Christmas lights? I have no problem with Christmas lights. So we had to take a little potty break. Yes.
Invitation.
Okay.
Um, I showed him like that.
Oh, well, you know how to get it back on. For a 4-year-old, he is either he's amazingly smart, or we're breeding a generation that has no fear of computers, and just the stuff that he can do on that computer at 4 years old, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Um, Randy is saying to Peter, thought you were in hiatus until Labor Day, right? Yeah, I had actually thought about going live at 9, but I didn't wake up till 9:15. So, yeah, there's that. But at least I'm not as sore as I was last. I didn't pull anything this week. So I've got some tired muscles, but I didn't actually pull anything. Last week I kind of pulled my back, so there was that. And Mookie's saying no problem to Randy. Peter says, I'm calling your phone, Randy, but it's still sleeping. Turn it on or just call me. And Lewis is saying thank you. Randy's saying, Peter Gregg got it in the other room charging, and it is on Do Not Disturb. I woke up before Slive's live stream, watched the couple's table, and ate ramen. You know what happens when I eat. Yes. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna be. Maybe not ramen, but I made sure he was fed, and so I thought that would kind of buy me an hour, maybe, but not so much. Um, but it is what it is. But I don't want to know what's going on in the bathroom. Right. Yeah. It's just right across the hall. But for some reason he has to have an escort. So uh at the old house I kind of understood, because you had to go down a long dark hallway, go through another bedroom to get to the bathroom. So I kind of understood why he wanted an escort, but this is literally right across the hall. And just FYI, this is where he grew up. I mean, he has lived here since he was 10 months old. So he's very familiar with the setup. So I'm not sure what that was about other than him wanting my attention. I think that was a lot more of it. So uh, hopefully by next week, I will have the small rig thing that hangs down for the camera. I will have figured out what is wrong with the camera. Um, I will still use this Ulanzi clamp because it is cool. It's got like it clamps on a pole, and it's got like a camera, the quarter 20 thread to go into the camera. So right now I have it kind of hanging upside down, but it, number one, it's too tall for me. I have to get a ladder, and my ladder is just like right there. Um, but it doesn't do any good if the camera won't work. So I hope I didn't destroy it in moving it. Um, I mean, I was very careful to pack everything quite carefully, and I moved it when I didn't have a lot of big furniture and stuff. Like my camera stuff was one of the first things I moved. So I can't imagine that I've hurt the camera, but you never know. So I will work on that this week, and I will work on getting it down further. And you may see like a wine rack up there, because I really like that idea. That's a really good idea. I can't really make too many holes in the wall, um, but I can hang pictures in a wine rack, right? So I will be shopping on Amazon for a wine rack. That's too funny. Boxes are the reason we have labels and markers. Yes, and I have reused a lot of the boxes, and so stuff is scratched out and new stuff is put on there. But it's just a generalization. So, like, I don't have that many cables that I have a box labeled cables, right? Or clickers. Yeah, my little stack of clickers. So, um, yes, I did label them to an extent, and I have reused and relabeled, and I don't really label, I just write on them with Sharpies. Um, but it's still, I think right now I have six that need to be unpacked, six boxes that need to be unpacked. And I threw a bunch of stuff away. So um, it is what it is. I've still got probably, I could probably fill up a 20-yard container with stuff I'm going to throw away. So, um, when you live somewhere for 11 years, you tend to collect stuff. And so I've got a lot of cleanup. I think I've got one more load of heavy. I've got a china hutch and a antique chest thing. And I think those are the only two heavy things I have left. And then after that, everything will be uh, just clothes and, you know, stuff. So I'm going to try not to bring as much stuff. So, huge yard sale coming up. But, and it's funny because my daughter helped me today, and she was like, "Oh, I might need one of those. Oh, by the way, do you have one of those?" Why, yes, I do. Would you like it? You can have it. And so she was kind of having a field day going through and going, "Oh, I think I need one of those. And do you have one of those?" I work for a home improvement retail company. And so when they mark stuff down stupid cheap, like from $200 to $8, I tend to have to have it, right? And so I have a lot of building supplies like faucets and light fixtures and shop vacs and kitchen sinks and just the list goes on and on and on. So I'm going to have a huge sale, get rid of all of it. And when I moved from the town I'm in now to Muskogee, I had a huge sale because I had so much stuff that she had organized things by department. And so I had my own plumbing department and my own electrical department, and it was hilarious. And but we sold it all before I moved, and guess what? I've accumulated again. So um, yeah, but it's hard to pass up those bargains, you know. So, but yes, I will try to get the camera fixed because there is some stuff I would like to show you guys that it's hard, you know, to hold everything up in at the camera. You kind of want to have that overhead shot. So yeah. But guys, I am going to go back to being Granny and see if I can get little man kind of headed for bed. He did take a nap with me earlier, so um, he's probably not going to be super tired super quick, but it is 11 o'clock our time, so I'm going to try to get him kind of wound down and ready for bed anyway. If we make it by midnight, that'd be great because we've got a full day again tomorrow. So, love seeing all you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. I haven't even looked. It looks like everybody's hit the like button. So thank you. And I will catch you next week, next Friday. I don't know if Peter's going to be live next Friday, but um, if he's not, I may go a little earlier. If he is, I'll do my usual 10:30. So it'll kind of depend on who goes before me, right? But thank you all so much for coming in. Thank you for bearing with me. We'll get this. Um, and like Mookie says, have a great week, everybody. And Lewis is saying thanks, and we'll do it again next week. Good night, everybody.
Hey, Granny.